Hi everybody, this is Josh here. We're going to go through some rowing tips today on how to be a better and more efficient rower. So the first thing, before we even get on the rower, we want to think about where this damper is set at. So most people don't know, it's all the way up on a 10. That is the most wind resistance you're going to have. If you move it down to a 1, that is going to be the least amount of resistance. So if you pull it on a 1, you're going to feel super strong and you'll probably fall off the back of the rower. So ideally, for the men, it should be up here around an 8. For the ladies, it could be a little bit lower down on a 6. So that is where we want to start off with the damper. And then Kevin, you can hop on the rower. We're gonna go through the feet placement. So you want to find a comfortable position for your feet on the rower. These pads go up and down. I'm a size 12 foot and I normally put it on a 4. So we put the feet in there, loosen up those straps. And then the next thing we're gonna go through, Kevin, you can grab the handle, is when we reach forward into our pull on the rower, we want to be slightly in front of our toes with our chest up nice and tall. So give us a couple pulls where we can see how far you reach. You notice he's in front of the toes. He's got his back up nice and tall. We want to avoid rowing or leaning over and really bending that chest. So show a bad one where we really lean. That's what we don't want to be. We don't want to be leaning over like that. All right, so let's put the handle back in there. The next thing we should focus on is when we're driving back with that chain is to keep our heels nice and flat and drive with our heels rather than driving with our toes. So let's just see a couple good pulls with that. Push it back with the heels. Heels are staying flat. Trying to use the posterior chain up the body. Let's bring it all the way back. And then we can pause right here at the back. Bring it back to your belly button. The next thing, when we come back, we want to extend our arms in front of our knees before our knees bend. So arms, and then the knees will start retracting. Arms, knees. And then the last thing we should really focus on is keeping that chain nice and flat that whole time. So notice as Kevin pulls it, that chain is staying in a nice straight line. It's not bouncing up and down. And then if we want to look up here, it's got these 2 little holes. We want to keep that chain kind of right in the center of those holes. And those are some tips to become a better rower. Congrats. If you watched the video this far, here's the bonus tip on how to get off the rower the best way. So our feet are nice and strapped in here. Simply push this off to the side, loosen up this fabric here. You're just going to push your foot forward and then it'll slide right out. That way, you don't have to leave your shoe on the rower.